Welcome to my dad's devlog.
Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Legend Bowl. And last week I was working on the coin toss menus and the pregame and really trying to get the UI to become a little bit more appealing. And also I got the wind now, right? We got a wind meter, we have some wind in the game. It's not fully completed yet because I still have to get the ball physics in the game and everything, but I added that in as a bonus last week. I also did the importing and exporting of the plays, and the data is coming into Legend Bowl, but you just don't see it anywhere. And I left the week off where I was working on the kickoff plays and trying to really start over with a brand new play calling system. And one of the things I knew I needed was actual play art, right? So what I did over the weekend, today's Monday afternoon, actually almost evening now, and I spent the morning working on the video for last week's Devlog series because that takes a little bit of time to do. And then I took a break this afternoon, but this weekend I worked on the play art for these plays here. So now when you look through the plays, you can actually see the different plays, and I can scroll through them and I can quickly select them, and the play art is showing, right? So if I want to create a brand new play and I want to create just whatever play, I'll just do it live here so you can see what that looks like. Let's make this guy a blocker. Let's make this guy a blocker. And let's make this guy just do it like a go route or something. And then we'll make him the primary receiver. Once I hit save, there's the play, right? Now, it looks a little bit off because I have to make sure that the play doesn't go past the, the line there, right? Because if I make it go all the way up here, it's got to cut off somewhere, right? So like if I make a play go all the way this way, you'll see it just cuts off, but it starts to get a little weird with the angles. But I don't think I'm going to have a problem with that. But that's the play art that I've been working on. So now I need to take this play art and throw it into the game and basically show it off as a play calling screen. So the plan is to try to have all of the plays in some new menu system. And I worked a lot this weekend on trying to get the structure for the menu system. And it's going to be like 3 different layers. You're going to be able to pick by play type, by formation, special teams, or asking the coach, basically. So I worked a lot on that structure and I'm working through it now. And as I work through this, I'm going to show you guys some progress as I go. So I'll be doing some more work tonight and I'll be back in a bit. So here's what the current play art looks like with the changes I made over the weekend. I mean, I built an entire new data structure, as I mentioned. And this is the start of it, right? It's going to look better than this, but this is what it looks like to begin with. And this is part of game dev, right? So if you pick play type, which right now I'm just using the keyboard, you're going to go down into different types of plays, right? You're going to go through all the offensive plays here. If you were to pick by formation, then you're going to see the formations. This isn't set up right, but these are the formations. I just need to get the names showing here. And then special is going to be a set of plays for special teams for offense, like punting, field goal. And then the last one is going to be ask coach, which is basically going to be a set of plays. And as you can see here, the play art is all over the place right now. And it doesn't look like the one I just showed you a minute ago. So I'm going to keep working and trying to get this play art to fit in here correctly and then keep working on the menus. But I have it showing up at least. And the data structure seems to be working with the menu system. And this was really, really hard for me to think about and design over the weekend. But I have it showing up now. And I'm going to be doing some more work tonight to hopefully make this look better. And then I'll continue to work, and I'm getting there little by little. So we'll keep pushing and keep coding away. Well, it's Tuesday, and Monday night, last night, I continued work on the play calling screen. And here are some of the iterations that I had to deal with where the plays were just all over the place. I mean, you can see them down here. And then here's another picture of them and on the bottom. And then, you know, this is just me trying to debug and figure out why these weren't working correctly, because in my play art tool, they worked fine. So I had to basically migrate this over and do some tweaking of values. And as you can see, as I pop through here, they're getting a little bit better, but then they're all over the place. And then I figured out that my formations were not right because I didn't have them set the same way in both projects. So, and then I started getting closer and it was like, wait a second, formations are still off. And then the play art was just all over the place. But I want to show you the behind the scenes stuff because it's not always simple. And you're dealing with some very complex algorithms and things, and dimensions and resolutions and all that stuff need to be taken into account. But then I started putting the names in the bottom to try to match up to find out why are these formations so different. And then I was moving things around and continued to move things around. And then it finally got to the point where I got a little closer, but then they were going all to the right like this. And then still to the right, and then they would shoot all the way to the left. So it was just a continuation of problems. But I got to the point where I am now, which is basically what you see here, right? So this is the top of the play calling screen, right? And if we were to go over to the right, you see on the top left, it's showing the grid number. So grid X is my rows, and Y is my columns, right? Or Y is my rows, X is my column. So right now I'm on play type, then I go over to, or this is play type, then I go over to formation, this is special, and this is ask coach, right? And if I go to play type and I go down one, now Y equals 1, right? And now I have all the different play types in here, and I just have them showing all the way across the screen. They're not really flowing the right way. I'm going to end up having 4 showing at a time, and as you go to the right, it's going to select each one, and then it's going to start to shift over, right? And then if you were to go down one more, you're going to see plays, but I don't have the plays in yet, so it'll break if I do that. But let's go back to the top. Under formation, I still have the same thing. These IDs here are just the formation object instance IDs, right? But inside of here, I have things like name, positions, plays, and I have to create a different structure to pull out the names here and show them. And then once you were to click on a formation, then you would get all of the plays for that formation, right? But remember, last night I was just working on getting those plays to show up correctly in the play art. So we need to go back up to special, there's nothing yet, and then ask coach is where I pick a set of 4 plays from the playbook, right? And now here's what they look like. So they look exactly the way they're supposed to look now. They look a lot cleaner. I did this late last night right before going to bed. It finally clicked and it worked, and I figured out what the problems were and I solved them, right? So today I'm starting off on a good note because I'm going to be able to take this play art progress that I made, and the next step's going to be to really work on the formations, right? Getting these to show up correctly, and then getting the plays to show up underneath each one. I want to get that working. And then I want to do special teams. And right now, as you can see, I only have offense in here. So, but I'm not going to worry about the defense yet. And I might not even do special teams yet. I'm going to try to keep working on this menu system today and really make it, I want to make it start working with functionality where you can select each box here and navigate your way through with a controller to each piece. I also want to put the background on it, put the logo on it, maybe put some information about like what the score is, how much time is left, for the quarter, and your play clock, what down it is, things like that. I think I'm going to show in here, and really build it out to be a more complete look. But the first, see it broke. But the first thing I wanted to do was make sure that I had let me board this, the the play art working, and I have that. But I have a checklist here, right? I have all these things here that I want to do. I need to highlight the play art box. I need to align the play art, which I basically just did. Align the background, which I don't have yet. Add the background, add the team logo, and then add buttons when selected. I also need to add like information about match. So like i.e. let's say down and distance, and let's say play clock and quarter, score, etc. So I'm gonna have to add that in as well. So that's my task for today. I know this was a pretty long update, but I did a lot last night, and I have a roadmap now that I can keep going through, and I'm gonna try to knock as many of these out as I can, starting now. So yesterday was spent working on this menu here, and I did a lot of back-end things that you're not going to see. I also don't feel like I made as much progress as I wanted to, because a lot of this stuff was just not working right. I kept going back and forth, and as I've mentioned before, working on UI and making UI work nicely, it takes a lot of running the game and testing it and tweaking it. So that's why yesterday's video was really short. So today I'm going to show you where I'm at. It's Wednesday morning, and see, I have this new highlight in here where I'm highlighting the menu. I've also reshaped the surface behind here, which you guys can't see, to be more precise. And then I have like play types like you guys saw last time, but now when you go all the way to the right, it comes around and wraps around. I also have formations, but this is actually broken right now. It's not moving like the way it should. So see, it won't go all the way to the right, but it was working yesterday. And every time I change something, I break something else because of the way I'm trying to code it to be as efficient as possible. And then I have the coach stuff here. So it's moving along. It's looking better. I'm a lot further than what it looks, but I need to make a couple small tweaks to fix the way the cursor goes through. And then I need to add the logo in here, the background. I need to add buttons underneath each one of these. I need to also add in like the match information, like whether it's fourth down, how many yards, what the play clock is, you know, things like that to give you an idea of where you are in the current scope of the game. And then plus I'm gonna have to add in as I go, like when it's fourth down, I want it to automatically show you that you want to punt, right? And things like that. So today I'm gonna be really trying to focus hard on this menu here and continue the work that I did yesterday, which, like I said, doesn't seem like a lot, but I know I did a lot of work. I mean, I worked the entire day, so it's frustrating at times. You don't always move as fast as you want to move. So that's where I'm at, and I'll update you guys around lunchtime. Keep grinding. All right, so it is almost lunchtime. I spent a couple hours on this, I think, and finally got the menu working without any errors, right? So I'm going through this menu, and whether you push up, down, left, or right, currently it's on the keyboard, so I'm gonna have to switch it over and port it over to have the controllers control it as well. But right now, if I try to go left or right, it's gonna go ahead and wrap. If I go to ask coach, it'll wrap over to play type, and then vice versa, it'll wrap back. If I try to go up, it won't let me go up anymore. So I have constraints, obviously, that would break everything too. But if you go to play type, now you can go to every single play type, and it actually remembers which play type you were on, so that when you're on the second or third down and you want to go to that same play type, it's already selected for you. And then when you go inside here, you get your plays. Right now, I'm just picking the same plays I'm picking for the coach, just to test it, but I'm gonna have to create plays and then organize them into each one of these categories, and then depending on, you know, which play type you're picking, you'll get those plays. But it's working, right? And if you go to the formations, same thing, it's gonna remember what formation you last picked. So see, I pick pro set, and it's going to remember it. And if I go to iForm, this has 5 plays, just so I can see how it works with more than 4 plays, because all we show at a time here is 4 plays. So it wraps around, it goes to the 4th play, and I'm going to be adding in here more information. Like I mentioned, I'm going to put in like what play this is. This might be like play 1 out of 5, 5 out of 5, and etc. So you know where you're going. And then also adding in, match information, like I mentioned. I'm going to have to be working on that next. But I also, first thing I think I'm going to do is start building some more plays and more formations, so we have more in here. And then I may even try to categorize them. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. But definitely formations, add special plays. I don't have any right now that I've built. And then start building this thing out. So I have more around this entire play menu, but it's finally working the way I think I want it to work. And took a lot of tweaking, a lot of testing and messing around, and it's working from what I can tell. So hopefully I don't get any errors, but I'm going to go build some plays, and then I will be back with an update. So I started looking at games and how they do play calling, and I actually put out a tweet and something in my Discord server to see if people had any ideas of what I should use for play calling. And I had different people say, oh, watch NFL films, or I had a guy reach out to me, says that all the video games, they do a poor job of actually showing plays, and I said to myself, let me look at some games. Let me see what's out there and look at the games that I play of old, like NFL Fever, APF, ESPN, Madden even. I looked at that just to see. And really, I don't need anything too crazy. I just need formations and plays. And I spent some time today researching it, and I drew up some plays. And then when I went to draw up some plays, my play calling tool was broken because of changes that I made to create the play art in the small little window, and I broke some things. So I spent an hour or so trying to fix it. And so my day really wasn't as productive. My afternoon wasn't as productive as I wanted it to be. But I went ahead and found some plays just to do some testing. And what I did was I created them in the play tool after I got it finally working and loading and saving correctly. And now I have it in the game, and if you go to formations, you're going to see just a few that I have created. And if you go to single back, you're going to see just the one play there. If you go to like iForm, I think there's 12 plays in here that I created. And so they're actually working, right? I mean, they're in here. Let's put it that way. I can load them. I can show the play art. And basically all I have to do is when the game finally gets back on the field, I'll be able to take this data and, it should work. It should work the way it is. I mean, the only thing that's a little bit, might be a little bit off is like the blocking, because the blocking right now in the game is really just, it really just blocks a normal block unless you're tossing right or tossing left. But all of the plays are going to have to be added to the game, right? I mean, they're in the game, but when I go to choose a play right now and the way the game works, it just picks a random route, and it's not really picking the play per se. But now that I have these plays, it should be able to plug in, and it's not going to be simple. Nothing's ever simple. But what I have now is a way to add plays and actually put them into the game and show them in the menu. And so what I'm going to work on tomorrow morning, because it's late tonight, so tomorrow morning I'm going to start my day by taking this menu here and cleaning it up, right? Putting an actual border around it. Then I got to work on making the controls work with a gamepad and not just the keyboard. And then also I'm probably going to leave the category of these alone for now because it's not a big deal. All I need to do is add those in when I'm ready. And then the main thing here is going to be just making it work for one player or two player, and then showing and the information I want to show with it, and then getting rid of it. And I also need to worry about defensive plays. Right now, all I've done is offensive plays. I haven't even done kickoffs or special team plays yet. So I'm probably going to work on that as well. So I have a lot more to go. It's Thanksgiving week next week. I'm not going to be doing any work next week, so I only have a couple days left to get some of this stuff moving. So we'll see how far I get tomorrow. I know I really haven't shown you a lot of updates this week, but it's going to be, there's a lot of work that I've done and I'm happy with my progress, but there's going to need to be a lot more to go for me to be able to get this thing cooking. So until tomorrow, this is my update and we'll keep rolling. Well, today I'm picking up where I left off yesterday with the play art and trying to get some more plays in and working on defense, kickoff, and getting the play calling screen to be the whole thing with the logo and the background information and all that good stuff. So today's going to be a choppy day because I got some things going on and I'm preparing to go away for Thanksgiving. So I'm not sure how much work I'm going to get done this day, but I know that I have to deal with the kickoff, and the kickoff is going to be a different type of play calling structure as the other screens, because all that really is going to show you either kickoff or kick return. May even do onside kick at some point, but for now it's just going to be kickoff. So it's a very simple menu, but I have to obviously draw the art differently and make the art, the play calling screen different. So that's what I'm going to be working on this morning, is getting the kickoff menu to show the right plays, and then try to start working towards the defense, and then eventually build out the rest of the play calling screen. So I have a lot of work to do, and we'll see how today goes, but need to get to work now. So let's get moving. So Thursday didn't really go as well as I had planned. I got a little bit of work done with the kickoffs, but the day was, like I said, it was not going to be the most efficient day, most productive day, and that's it. So I'm getting ready for Thanksgiving. I'm heading off to Tennessee, where I'm going to be there for about a week and do my holidays and have a good time with family, So gobble, gobble, wobble, wobble, do your thing. The Bills are playing the Cowboys. Go Bills. And I will catch you guys in the next devlog the week after Thanksgiving is over. So stay tuned. There's more Legend Bowl coming, and we will keep grinding. Take care. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and thanks for watching. Later.